In the last few years, I've watched hundreds of web designers get replaced by AI and go back to the 9 to 5, whilst I have been making consistent 5 to 15k months. Now, I'm not saying that to brag to you, but to show you exactly what systems I use to leverage AI instead of it replacing me. So nowadays, everybody knows that you can just create a website with one single prompt with tools like Relium, Framer, Webflow, and that's enough to scare a lot of designers, which is reasonable. And yes, let me be clear, a lot of web designers will get replaced by AI, but not all of them. And if you understand exactly what's happening, AI won't hurt you, and it will even give you a leverage from other designers. So in this video, I will break down 4 types of designers that will get replaced by AI and what to do if you are one of these designers. So the first type of designer that will get replaced by AI is the one that just makes basic websites. And what I mean by this is that their whole proposition is something like, I will build a simple, clean website, professional website for you. Well, if that's your value, AI can already do that. You can even think of different animations and illustrations. That's not special anymore. That's literally the bare minimum. So if your work just looks like a customer template, well, AI can already do that. And most web designers aren't web designers at all. And this is what I call just the layout arrangers. Like, they have a layout, they have a template, they just change the text, they just change some sections in order, and that's it. That's the whole website. That's the whole value, and that's what they deliver to clients. But again, that skill is already getting automated. So the designs that aren't going to get automated are the experience-driven designs. And I'm talking about 3D assets, and I'm talking about bold designs. The designs that you see on, for example, awards, instead of like Pinterest or Dribble, because these websites actually make you stop scrolling and remember them. And the gap between template and those websites are still massive. AI can arrange layouts and colors, but it just can't make that wow effect design. The next type of designers are the ones that are called the Simon Says designers. So these are the designers that literally do everything the client says. Change the color, change the text, can you do this, can you do that? If you are that kind of designer, you're not a designer, you're an operator. And AI is the best at automating operators. My camera lighting just broke down, so that's weird. However, I was talking about a period where I was charging lesser than 300 euros. And this was in a period where I did everything my client said. So he told me, can you change this color? Can you change this font? Can you change this image? And I literally did everything he said. And just when I started making the decisions and I started seeing web design as something actually valuable for a business that can get more conversions, and I really saw web design as a conversion tool, and that's actually when I started to get my clients results and I got paid more. And also because I was the one that made the decision, so they didn't have to think and tell me everything and spend a lot of time. And that's what business owners never want to do. They just want to pay someone, he does everything, and everything happens in a good way. That's literally the best business you can do. But if your website has no strategy, you don't know what you're doing and just making something, well, something looking nice, then why will the business even hire you? If they have to tell you exactly what to do, they might even tell AI for free. So the only defensible position as a web designer is this. You are making the decisions based on user behavior, attention flow, cognitive load, visual hierarchy, branding. When you can say, for example, well, we're not doing that because this will decrease or increase the conversions because this color is this and that. Well, the client will actually value you and see you as an expert. Like, imagine going to a doctor and you having to tell him what medicine you need. I give this example a lot, but that's literally the same. Like, you're paying him to diagnose, to understand what's actually going on. And web design is no different. What leads me to the next point. Because the next web designers that are going to get replaced by AI are the ones that don't have the designer's eye. Because AI can tell you everything. He can tell you that blue stands for trust. He can tell you, I've made this layout because we have white spacing and white spacing is for exclusive products. But knowing the rule and actually feeling something is completely different. And AI just can't feel. It's just a robot. And when you have trained your eye, you open a website and you can notice exactly what happens if the spacing feels a little bit off, when the typography doesn't feel refined. And of course, there are rules to these principles. But again, AI doesn't feel anything. And that is the most important thing in web design. Think of it like cooking. We have two chefs have the same ingredients, same measurements, same everything, but one tastes so much better than the other one. It's just because the other chef has a kind of feeling in it. Like, they always say something like, cooked with love, and I can't really explain it, but you can also design with love. And how do you train this? It is just by doing a lot of web designs. I, for example, sometimes just redesign web designs and just ask myself what makes this web design feel premium, for example. But there isn't just a way that you have to design it right now. Well, you have to spend a lot of time. You have to spend time to learn this. And now the last one. And this is kind of different from the other points because I've talked about things that AI can't do, how you can stand out from AI. But I think that the people that will get replaced the fastest are the ones that refuse to use AI. The ones that always say, no, I can do it better. I don't need AI. You probably know a friend that is like this. Yeah, I'm smarter than AI and AI is just a robot and I can do everything better than AI. Well, these are the designers that will get replaced by AI the fastest. And I'm not talking about AI doing the designs for you, but I'm talking about using AI just to speed up your process and make you even a better designer than that you are. I use AI in every project and I'm not typing one big prompt. This is what the client said and this and that and so and so. Can you make me a website? No, I use AI after I've understood the business, after I've talked with my client. For example, if the client says that this is my ICP and something is not clear, I can use ChatGPT to analyze what he said and think of a better ICP so I can use it in my designs. And sometimes if the briefing isn't clear, I use AI to clear everything up. Or I use Firefly's AI, and I'm not sponsored by the way. Well, Bro, this channel literally has like 5 views, but I use, for example, Firefly's AI to make a note of everything in my client meetings. And by doing this, it saves me at least 25% of my projects. But here's the key. I'm still making the decisions. AI isn't going to decide which direction we are going in, or define the positioning, or determine what feels right for the brand. It supports my thinking. And the designers who struggle a lot are usually one of the two extremes. You have one designer that depends entirely on AI output, and you have a designer that never uses it. The advantage is in the middle. You have to be good at design and then you can use AI to leverage your frameworks. Alright, so here's the bottom line. AI isn't going to kill web design. What it is going to do is going to replace a lot of mediocre work. And I don't mean to disrespect you, but well, it is what it is. If your work is basically clean layouts, professional websites, nice colors, well, you will get replaced by AI like in no time. On the other hand, if you are the designer that actually takes care of your clients and actually ask your clients what his problems are to solve it, well, you are not going to get replaced. You might even get paid more because there's a lot of noise out here in the web design market. People making web designs within 1 minute with AI. People that are charging websites for $10 a month and selling 1 million of them every month. If you got a lot of value from this video, don't forget to subscribe and like this video. And if you're a web designer that is struggling to raise your prices, selling websites for $500 until $1,000, and you actually care about your craft, instead of just selling cheap websites to local businesses, send me a DM on Instagram and I will help you further.